Dr. Pepper is a carbonated soft drink that was created in 1885.
Dr. Pepper, what's the worst that could happen?
Johnson? Todd Johnson? Come in. Oh! Oh!
Oh, dear.
Now, what seems to be the problem?
Well, I hurt my little friend.
Oh, right. Well, take it out of your pants, Todd. Oh, my gosh. It's swollen.
I got it stuck in a keyhole.
Looks like you need a Band-Aid. But I don't think I have one small enough.
Well, thanks anyway, Nurse Chapman.
He should be more careful where he sticks that thing.
Dr. Pepper was invented in Waco, Texas in the 1880s by Charles Alderton at Morrison's Old Corner drugstore. In 1885, a young pharmacist who worked for Morrison's, Charles C. Alderton, experimented on his own soft drink. He mixed phosphorescent water, fruit juice, sugar, and other ingredients to produce a new soft drink unlike any tasted before. With Morrison's approval, Alderton offered the drink to the store's customers. One of these jokingly called the concoction Dr. Pepper's drink, for Dr. Charles Pepper, the disapproving father of a woman Morrison had been courting, suggesting that Pepper might be flattered. Alderton originally tested his new drink on store owner Wade Morrison, who also found it to his liking. Patrons at Morrison's soda fountain soon learned of Alderton's new drink and began ordering a Waco. Alderton gave the formula to Morrison, who would later name it Dr. Pepper. Early advertisements for this soft drink made medical claims, stating that it aided in digestion and restores vim, vigor, and vitality. The name in the soft drink, with its tart yet sweet flavor, became popular locally, and in 1887, Morrison offered beverage chemist Robert Lazenby the opportunity to participate in the marketing and development of this new product. After sampling Dr. Pepper's drink, Lazenby agreed to go into partnership with Morrison to produce the beverage at his Circle A Ginger Ale Company, which was also located in Waco. Alderton, the drink's inventor, disassociated himself from Dr. Pepper, opting instead to turn his talents to the pharmaceutical trade. That is almost the equivalent of this guy who missed out on millions of dollars. The new product, Dr. Pepper's Phosphorus, was available only in soda fountains until 1891, when the manufacturers began bottling the beverage. With Lazenby handling the business end, Dr. Pepper became a top seller in and around Texas. Expansion was inevitable, and Lazenby sought a marketing opportunity to introduce Dr. Pepper to the world. The ideal forum was the 1904 World's Fair held in St. Louis. Lazenby and his son-in-law J.B. O'Hara demonstrated their product there, providing samples of Dr. Pepper to some of the approximately 20 million World's Fair visitors. Incidentally, the 1904 exhibition also showcased other innovations, including the ice cream cone and buns for hot dogs and hamburgers. Dr. Pepper's success encouraged Lazenby and Morrison, who founded the Artisan Manufacturing Bottling Company, which would eventually be renamed Dr. Pepper Company. In the 1930s, Dr. Pepper's famous slogan, "Drink a bite to eat" at 10, 2, and 4, capitalized on the idea that one typically experienced an energy slump during those hours. A serving of Dr. Pepper would presumably provide the energy boost needed to make it through the day. The fortune of the company grew during World War II, with Dr. Pepper able to go public in 1946, while the post-war period saw the baby boom, which produced an unprecedented number of soft drink consumers. In their marketing efforts, Dr. Pepper sought to appeal to this lucrative market. Dr. Pepper, for instance, became a regular sponsor on the hit teen show American Bandstand. The formula for Dr. Pepper is a trade secret, and allegedly the recipe is kept as 2 halves in a safe deposit box in 2 separate Dallas banks. A persistent rumor since the 1930s is that the drink contains prune juice, but the official Dr. Pepper fact refutes this with Dr. Pepper is a unique blend of natural and artificial flavors. It does not contain prune juice. Nobody really knows who started this rumor, but some believe it may have been started by a delivery man for a competitor trying to cast aspersions based on prune juice's laxative effects. But it may be simply because many people feel that Dr. Pepper tastes similar to prune juice. In 1951, Dr. Pepper once sued the Coca-Cola Company for $750,000, asserting that nickel Coca-Colas were sold below cost and were a restraint of trade. Dietetic Dr. Pepper was introduced in 1962 in cans and in 1963 in bottles. Sales were slow, partly due to the public misconception that the drink was for diabetics, and in 1966, the company renamed the product Sugar-Free Dr. Pepper. The name was changed to Diet Dr. Pepper in 1987. In 1969, owing to Dr. Pepper's legal success as being determined as a non-cola soft drink, then President and CEO W.W. Foots Clements was successful in persuading the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of New York, the largest bottler and distributor of Coca-Cola in the world, to bottle and distribute Dr. Pepper in the New York metropolitan area. In the 1970s, Dr. Pepper was marketed through the long-running Be a Pepper campaign. In 1972, Dr. Pepper sued the Coca-Cola Company for trademark infringement based on the soft drink marketed by Coca-Cola called Peppo. Coca-Cola renamed their beverage Mr. Pibb. Much of the soft drink industry in the United States stopped using sugar in the 1980s in response to a series of price supports and import quotas introduced beginning in 1982 that increased the price of sugar above the global market price. As a result, most U.S. soft drinks, including Dr. Pepper, now use high fructose corn syrup instead of sugar. Pepper-Free was first introduced to test markets in 1982 as a caffeine-free version of Diet Dr. Pepper, citing company research that indicated a need for a product to fill a niche for a health-conscious consumer. Originally introduced in only 6 states, the Pepper-Free brand lasted for only 3 years and was phased out in 1985. Caffeine-free Dr. Pepper, not to be confused with the diet version, was first released in 1983. Dr. Pepper was traded at the New York Stock Exchange until 1984, when it was taken private in a $615 million leveraged buyout by Forsman Little & Company. Some of the company's assets were stripped to pay down debt, overhead was cut, and a new promotional campaign was launched. Coca-Cola was seeking to buy Dr. Pepper. The FTC, or the Federal Trade Commission, however, blocked both proposed acquisitions for antitrust reasons. The company would join up with 7-Up to form the Dr. Pepper 7-Up Companies, Inc. on May 19, 1988. Since then, Dr. Pepper has gone on to promote over 26 different ad campaigns, numerous advertising spots featuring athletes, celebrities, been featured in movies such as Short Circuit, Forrest Gump, Transformers, and even Iron Man 2, the ads have also featured famous musicians who have endorsed the brand, as well as been featured in many iconic commercials. In the United States, Keurig Dr. Pepper does not have a complete network of bottlers and distributors, so the drink is sometimes bottled under contract by Coca-Cola or Pepsi bottlers. Dr. Pepper has released many flavors over the last 20 years, also in limited releases. Some of the most notable ones have included Dr. Pepper Red Fusion, Dr. Pepper Cherry Vanilla, Dr. Pepper Cream Soda, Dr. Pepper Cherry, Dr. Pepper made with real sugar, and I'm sure you, the viewer, will continue to add your favorite version of it in the comments. Yeah, I know. I'm sure I left out some other things like the Dr. Pepper Girl, Free Dr. Pepper for Everyone campaign, but I will say if you're a super fan of this iconic drink, you might want to head out to the Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco, Texas, or maybe head out to Roanoke, Virginia on October 24th for Dr. Pepper Day. I'm just saying, if you're a true fan of the drink. So what are some of your favorite memories of this place? Leave a comment or a suggestion for a future video below. Be sure to hit that like button. Thanks for watching.